welcome to this Archimedes tutorial. In this tutorial we're explaining how to forward ports in a router. You need to forward ports in a router if you want to make servers or two-bit servers or game servers, Halo, Call of Duty, whatever. You need to forward your ports in your router and have them pass through on your firewall, on your software or hardware firewall. And when you run a game for the first time and you try to do multiplayer, it will ask you, Microsoft will ask you, do you want to block or unblock? Just say unblock, and then you will be able, then you've already got past unblocking on the firewall. But the router is a bit more of a tricky thing. Today I'll be just using how to set up a dedicated server on Call of Duty 4 as the example. I'm just going to take these three quick ports and I'm going to open them up on my router. So I'm just going to right click, make a new tab on my browser, and I'm going to go to my router. Now every router has a default IP address, and you go to your browser and type in that IP address to access your router settings. Mine is going to be 192.168.1.1. That's the default IP address for Linksys routers. And then you have user and admin as your default Linksys password and username. So I'm going to go there, and as you can see, this will come up. I have a PPO as my connection type. So you're just going to want to go to Applications and Gaming, and as you can see, I have Halo CE, I have Vent, I have TeamViewer and TeamViewer 2 because there's two ports. Okay, what I'm going to do is just make one. So I'm just going to say COD, Call of Duty 4, 1, and I'm going to go quick grab the port. And take note that's a UDP, okay? So paste this here. I'm going to go to UDP. If you're not sure, just do both. But it helps if you know. So just go UDP, and then whatever address it's gonna, whatever IP address it's gonna be. Now most routers assign dynamic IP addresses. Now when a dynamic IP address means whenever you're turning on your computer, it is assigned a different IP address according to which computer on your network is turned on first. So if you have only one computer on your network at all times, it will always be 192.168.1.100 if that's how your thing is set up. But I have multiple things, not multiple computers on my network, so I'm going to have to set up static IP addresses, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Go to Start, go to Connect to, and show all connections. If you don't see that, just go to your control panel and go to my network connections. It'll just take you to the same place. As you can see, I have two local area connections. One is my onboard network card, which I don't use, and then I have my PCI network card, which I do use. The only reason is just because I get faster speed on my PCI card than my onboard. So then you're going to go to Internet Protocol and click Properties, and it will bring up a thing that will look like this. Now it'll look like that, and it will look like that, but you're going to want to go and click this, and you want to click this. Okay, so now these are all blank. So what we're going to quick do is go right click and go to Status, and then we're going to go to Support, and we'll go to Details. Now we have all of our information right here. So then we're just going to go back to our properties, and we'll fill everything out. Okay, so here's our IP address. Take that and put it in here, the IP address slot, and then we have our subnet mask. Take that and put it in here, and then we have our default gateway.
take that and put in our default gateway spot. And then we have our DNS servers. Now, there are two. So, the top one is in your preferred, and the second one is in your alternate. Then just say OK, and it will save your changes. Now you have a static IP address. And just to make sure that you have, right click, go to status, and you can go to support, and if it says manually configured, you know you have set a static IP address.
Okay, so now I'm going to close those windows, and I'm just going to go, okay, so now I'm 100. And I'm going to check, and I'm going to save my settings. Okay, now this port is open on my router. Now I'm going to add the rest. Just do the same thing for all of them. It's really easy. And that's how to forward ports on your router. This has been an RCommand tutorial. Thanks for watching, and remember to